Hello and welcome to my Let's Play series focused on Gothic 1, the original Gothic. My name is Jroc and I will be your guide and your host through this journey. This game is extremely clunky, hosting some of the worst controls that I've ever seen, but me, with my 5 minutes of previous playtime, I'm going to guide you, don't worry. I will explain every single system and mechanic and control as I learn it, because I don't remember any of the 5 minutes that I played, and I just remember it being extremely difficult to pick up. So, that being said, just a little bit of background on the game. This game was developed back in 2001 by Piranha Bytes and published by THQ Nordic. It focuses on a medieval fantasy realm in which humans are losing a war against the orcs. In order to fight back, the humans need an endless supply of magical ore that is mined by the prisoners of the colony. In order to protect the colony in order to protect the kingdom from the prisoners within the mining encampment and keep them all together, the king erupts a magical barrier that surrounds them, but unfortunately, something goes haywire and it explodes, making it extremely big and encompassing all, and entrapping, I guess, all of the people within the magical barrier. So, the intro video is going to give you a way better explanation than I could ever do it, but I'm excited about this journey. I really am. I'm excited to get this one going. The controls are very, very tough and difficult, so bear with me, but I think all in all, the atmosphere in this game is a lot of fun, and I'm really having to contain my excitement to get started on this one, and I'm ready to show it to you guys. So here we go. Without further ado, you don't need to listen to me talk anymore. Gothic 1, let's play. Let's do it right now.
The kingdom of Murtana, united by King Robar II. During the long years of his reign, he was able to defeat all foes of his realm. All except one. Against the orcs took its toll, and the prisoners of the realm were to pay the price. The king needed swords for his army, and every man guilty of a crime, no matter how insignificant, was forced to work in the ore mines of Khorinis. To make it impossible for them to escape, the king sent out the best magicians of the kingdom to create a magic barrier around the entire valley. I was one of them. Something disturbed the delicate structure of magic. We were trapped inside our own barrier. 1 second of negligence was enough for the prisoners. Khorinis was now under the control of the convicts. The king had no choice. He had to negotiate. He needed the ore. Month after month, the king supplied everything the prisoners needed. Month after month, they brought the ore to the edge of the barrier in exchange. Until the present day, another convict was brought to the cliff. He did not know, but he would change everything.
In the name of King Robar II, bearer of the scepter of Verant, I sentence this convict to...
Stop! Convict, I've got an offer to make you. This letter must reach the leader of the Magicians of Fire.
You're wasting your time.
You may choose your own reward. He'll give you anything you ask for.
Very well, I'll take your letter. On one condition. Spare me the rest of his nonsense.
How dare you!
Keep silent. Right. Send him in.
Welcome to the colony.
I'm Diego.
I'm
not interested in who you are. You've just arrived. I look after the new arrivals. That's all for now. If you plan to stay alive for a while, you should talk to me. But of course, I won't keep you from choosing your own destruction. Well, what do you think?
I wonder just how linear that option is, but a lot to unpack from the intro there for sure. The orcs remind me a lot of Warcraft back in the day, and the bowmen in that, it just looked like they copy and pasted it out of Age of Empires 1. I really love the nostalgia feeling that I had watching that intro video, but you guys have to let me know what you think about it. I will say, what an entry, what a welcome to the colony. I feel so welcomed, and I wonder how many people are dropped in here and not saved by Diego. You know, I really don't know what to expect here, but I do know one thing. It seems like he has a little bit of a motive, because I don't know, clearly he has some reason for saving me, right? So we're gonna find out what that is, but I do know, playing through role-playing games, that I need to exhaust all of these options here, so that's what we're gonna do.
Okay, what do I need to know about this place?
We call it the colony. You'll know already that we produce ore for the king. Well, at least we do, in the old camp. There are 3 camps within the barrier. The old camp is the biggest, and it was the first.
Interesting. Okay. So he let me pick my decision here. I'm wondering if there's gonna be bigger decisions, like a morality system or consequences or something like that.
How do I get to the old camp?
You just follow this path. The old camp is the next reasonably safe-looking place you'll come across. There are a lot of wild beasts between the camps. You'd be mad to walk around without a weapon.
Okay. You just give me yours then, right?
Where do I get a weapon?
When you get to the old mine, have a look around. I'm sure you'll find something useful. The mine is easy to find. It's just a few meters along the canyon.
Okay.
Why did you help me?
Because you needed help. Otherwise, Bullet and his boys might have killed you. And I couldn't just stand by and watch, because I came all this way to make a suggestion.
A suggestion?
Yes. After this little incident with Bullet and his guys, you should be aware now that you need protection. Everyone who arrives here has a choice.
I know where this
There
is
are
going.
3 camps in the colony, and you'll have to join one of them. I'm here to show the new ones that the old camp is the best place for them.
So he has a motive. I'm very happy that he gave me Bullet's name, because now I have someone to seek down with my vengeance. But also, clearly Diego here has a motive. That makes me a little weary of him.
Where's Bullet now?
He and the others bring the goods from the outside world into the camp. You'll find him there. But if you plan to fight him, be careful. He's an experienced warrior.
Okay, so I know I said I wanted to exhaust all of my options, but now that I know that Diego, he seems a little fishy to me. He seems a little shady to me. You know, clearly there's a reason, a motive for him wanting me to join the old camp, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I just got dropped into this colony. It makes the most sense to join the old camp, just because it sounds like they're more established. I mean, just going off of naming conventions more than anything. And they're gonna have more resources then for me to get out of there. But I don't really trust anybody, especially not people. I mean, if he's part of the same camp of the people that just knocked me out, I don't know if I want to tell them about the letter yet, because I could tell him about that letter and he could knock me out and steal it. So I think I'm gonna hold that close to chest for now. I don't really want to give him that information. So I'm going against my own, you know, my own judgment here. I guess I am going against what I normally would do in video games, but going with my own judgment here. So I'm not going to tell
Thanks for your help.
We'll meet in the old camp.
All right, chapter 1. I'd say one of the best things is that my character is actually fully voice acted, which is really cool. So you guys don't have to listen to me talk any more than you need to, which is still going to be throughout the entire thing. So, all right, so it looks like we are at the entry point to the video, to the cinematic there. And I guess one of the biggest questions that I have from the cinematic is, I know that things can go easily through the barrier inward, but they can't go outward. Like, where does the colony really have leverage? Because if the barrier is easily passable, then I guess I just don't understand where they actually have any leverage or any power. If you can only go in, then wouldn't the king just throw all of his men in there and take them out? Or I guess I'm not really sure. I'm sure that we'll find out. As a brand new prisoner, here I am contemplating life with all of these logical life choices, and I need to just let the story play out. But still, that's the one thing that I thought of throughout that. And oh, that is a sick ponytail. That is a sick ponytail right there. So yeah, as I mentioned in the intro, the controls of this game are really, really tough. So the way that I actually play and navigate it in my 5 minutes that I actually played is left and right arrow keys are going to turn your character, and then up and down are going to go forward and backwards, but also up and down arrow key is going to be used to trigger a lot of our action controls as well. So I'll show you what I mean with that. So over here, it looks like there's something on the, yep, so we have a torch right here on the ground, and so I'll push control and then forward, and that will pick up the control. Then I go into my inventory with tab, and yep, there's my seal, and then here's my torch. So I'm going to do control and forward again, and then that's going to put that in my hand. So now we have the torch in hand, which is the best. But I will say the one thing that I did learn, the problem occurs when you have only one torch. You can't put one torch into your inventory from your hand. I know that's really goofy. You have to actually pick up the torch, and then it goes into your inventory if it's unlit. But if it's lit, it goes into your hand. It's very complicated, but I literally had to Google this. You can't put more torches into your inventory unless you have one already in your inventory. And again, if I'm wrong on this, please correct me in the comments. I would love to know that I'm wrong about this. So let's go ahead and go through here and explore and see if we can find anything. I'm not really sure what that blue mist is. Is there like something magical over here? Oh, okay. So oh gosh. So the blue mist is the barrier. Now we know that when we get close to the barrier, we get a solid blue mist, and it takes pretty much all of your HP. That is just awesome. Oh, cool. Well, I did lose all my HP, but at least I was able to see that they do have this really cool blood mechanic that follows you around on the ground. That is so neat. I mean, from a game 2001, they really do have a lot of details that I love in this game. You can hear the creakiness of the wood overhead and things like that. So I do see that these braziers light up a little bit when I get closer, so I'm going to go ahead and light these up. Something tells me nothing is going to happen, but I've played a handful of puzzle games in my life, so I just have to try it. I have to give it a go. We're just going to be Brazier Boy, you know? Our one job is not to save the world, save the prisoner colony, save the kingdom from orcs. No, it's to go in here and make sure everyone has a nice, bright day. You know what I mean? Oh, what are these? Those are pretty disgusting looking chickens, if you ask me, but I wish my dude could eat it because he's very injured right now. Alright, so let's move up here. I do know from my 5 minute, ooh, another brazier over here. My 5 minutes of playing that there are multiple avenues of exploration. They do encourage you to go around and explore in the game. I think I found, well, you'll see here in a little while. You'll see one thing that I found in the intro, but the cool thing is now I have this nice blood tracker that I can just follow my path on the way back, but I don't see anything up here. I'm gonna try, they have a nice jump animation, so. Oh, anything up here? Anything up here? Jump again. Oh yeah. Okay, all right. So it looks like I was able to bypass just that little bit of the intro area. I'm sorry to pan the camera back and forth so feverishly there, but I'm going for some high climbing aptitude here. Let's see what we can do. I'm gonna see if I can get up here. Nope. Nope. I wanted to get to that land bridge right there. I tried the last time. That's basically where I quit, and I could never get up there. So, all right, we'll go back now. Let's follow our nice little blood trail. I feel like I'm playing a deer hunter game. Seeing this blood trail back here, because I want to progress through at least the beginning in the way that you're supposed to. I want to take the path that you're supposed to, so that way I'm not missing out on anything. All right, here we go. Light this bad boy up. Man, this was such a dark past before. I'm sure that they had no hope, and everything was really dreary. Every time they walked through here, they're just filled with sadness. But now, they're gonna have just light and brightness and joy to open up their day. Oh, Here you go, guardsies. I see you up there working. Don't worry. Now you can see while you're working. Oh, I see a little bug over there. I think that's going to be probably our first enemy, if I had to guess. So, control forward on this ladder, and I have to hold the control button. That took me a very, very long time to figure out. Ori, let's see what this cat has to say. What are you doing here, guard guy?
What are you doing here?
Making sure no one gets near the exchange place, especially one of those cutthroats from the new camp. You're the new guy they chucked in today, right?
That's me.
Then you'd better watch out for the guys from the new camp. I work for the old camp, same as the others you saw at the exchange place. I assume you've talked to Diego.
I did talk to Diego, Ori. I did. So there's a lot of stuff going on here for this old camp, and they're right next to where you get dropped in as a prisoner. I don't know. There's something fishy going on here.
Yes, I have.
Good. Then you know what's what around here.
I know a little bit, but it seems like he has a lot of new options for us to explore. So instead of me just talking through all of them, I'm just going to give him a chance to kind of explain the lay of the land here.
Why do I have to watch out for the guys from the new camp?
Compared to the new camp, the old camp's a quiet, peaceful sort of place. The new camp doesn't get any deliveries from the outside world. Most of the rogues there just steal whatever they need.
Okay. I said I wasn't going to talk through all of them. I'm going to go through all of them, and then I will give my thoughts.
And the old camp?
The ore barons have everything under control. Next in line to them are the guards, followed by the shadows. The diggers are the lowest. Everyone who arrives here starts out as a digger. If you want to become something better than that, you'll have to get accepted as a shadow first.
When I was washed ashore, one of the guys punched me in the face.
They do that to all the newcomers. They call it standing godfather.
Oh, are all the guys like that in the old camp?
We do have a few suckers, but they won't touch you as long as you pay them protection money.
Protection money. Finish all the
I saw a woman
here.
being sent down with the goods.
Yeah, the ore barons get everything they want.
Do you mean to say the king exchanges women for ore?
They're convicted criminals too, of course. But if Gomez hadn't asked for them, they'd be sitting in some dungeon or other. I'm not sure what's worse.
I'm looking for a weapon.
There should be some old weapons by the derelict mine, further down the canyon. But don't go and start a war with nothing but a rusty pickaxe for a weapon. Those things are slow and heavy. An inexperienced fighter should never use one of them unless it's an emergency.
Okay, so learned a lot here from Ori. The biggest thing is that it seems like the old camp, as I suspected, a lot more established, set up, and the new camp seems to be more focused on thievery and in the shadows and just kind of, you know, almost like the Thieves Guild kind of vibes from Skyrim or all of these newer, more modern games. But I don't know. I'm curious what the third camp is. I haven't really heard anyone talk about the third camp, but I keep going back to it. If this was me and this is me getting dropped in here, the old camp seems like the right way to go. They have the most resources. They have the most overhead. They have the most established colony. And I think if I go to the new camp, I'm going to be focused on basically taking away resources that the old camp already has. So I'm curious how that's going to work out in that dynamic. And obviously I have to laugh at them sending in the woman and then saying that she would have been a prisoner in a dungeon somewhere. But at the beginning, did they say that every prisoner comes in here? It doesn't matter what crime that they did? I don't know. I'm probably poking holes in the story that was created many, many years ago. And I have so many games that I've played through now that I can do that. But still, there are just some questions. I'm definitely left with some questions. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong to be so weary about...
You'd better make sure you reach the old camp in one piece.
You know, it doesn't seem like they really care about my well-being. They just care that I join them. But that's where it gets confusing.
How's it going?
Good. None of the rogues from the new camp are to be seen anywhere.
Yeah, see, and they call them rogues, too. So that's... Man, I always did love playing a rogue in most games, so... I see him shrug at me there because he was so far away from the ladder. Okay, so we learned a lot there from Ori and his buddy, Guard. But I think the one thing that they can't teach us that we need to teach ourselves now is some combat. So the way that combat works in this game is you actually push space, and that's going to trigger a combat stance. You can see he just looks super fierce and super beefy and stuff like that, but you can't actually interact with things around you, so I can't pick up whatever this is. Instead, when you use that same command, you can see his name and his HP at the top. You push the same command, and that will give you an attack. So this is actually control up. That's the same command that I use to pick things up, to use things, to talk to people, anything like that. So, oh yeah, man. Punch that meat bug right in the air above him. Alright, so then we get out of that fighting stance, and we can then start looting things, which you use control and over. Here's some blueberries. There's a very red blueberry, if you ask me. And then a lit torch, unfortunately, never shows up, so you gotta step over it 5 or 6 times before you can get it. And then another meat bug. I like meat bugs. If only we had meat bugs in real life, you know. I guess technically eating a bug gives you a lot of protein, but like actual meat would be pretty awesome. Especially if they die just from punching the air over them. Ah, another red berry. I'm gonna have a hard time not saying red berry. They're so red. Why would you use that model? For all the things that I've praised them, that is one thing that I can't get past. So, all right, let's get through this chest. Oh yeah, a couple of brewskis. That's what you like to see. 11 coins, handful of arrows, and I did just pick up an arrow before that as well. So that makes me think I might be getting a. Oh, what's that last thing? I might be getting a bow here. What was that last thing? I went a little too quick on the last one. I need to go check that out. What is it? A pick lock. Okay, interesting. So now that I have some meat and some berry, some nice. Oh, here's some more blue berries right here. I'm gonna try and eat one of them. So here we go. Let's go to the berries. Are 10 life bonus. Beers are 0 life bonus. What? Now that is just not true. I mean, at least give me some strength or charisma or something. I guess more modern games have really figured out that, but at least they have the value right. Worth twice as much as regular food. That's what I like to see. So, what was the meat? I want to check the meat. So the meat is 4 life bonus. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat these blueberries. So I think I'm just gonna do control and then up. Yep, that works. And then he even has an animation for it. I like it. And he brings the red blueberry out. All right, now I'm pretty healed up. Feeling pretty safe. And then bam, there's that not weapon that they told us to use. I didn't touch on that when we talked to Ori, but I definitely caught him say that. He said, try not to use a pickaxe because it is slower than shite. Weapons. Why did I just pan-bass weapons like twice? Right there. Oh, because it doesn't look like a pickaxe, that's why. So there we go. Couldn't see the top of it there in the little animation. All right, so now we got the pickaxe on. So this looks like the path down to where we need to go, but I'm going to try to explore up here. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there are a lot of other like areas that you can explore, so they kind of encourage that. Yep, see there, I have like the Kim Possible naked mole rat over there, and we're about to try combat out for real for the first time with something that actually fights back. So here's my combat stance for this weapon, which is definitely like someone deadlifting something. Okay, that was going straight in. And I missed. Okay. That was a lot all at once, and you guys obviously don't know what I was spamming over here. But so what I figured out there is holding control and forward gives you this like basic, classic attack here. But if you hold down the left button, or I'm sorry, you hold down control and then you push the left button, he swings left, and then right, and then left, and you use the arrow keys corresponding. You unfortunately have to wait for there, because if you do it too early, he just does nothing. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, doesn't matter. We should be more triumphant. We killed a juvenile mole rat, and we got some raw meat from it. We are also an ore nugget. An ore nugget. Okay, so that's interesting. I wonder what the ore's used for. And then a nice rusty sword. So now we have a real weapon. What's this beer? Oh, a nice rice schnapps. That's what I like to see. I like to see the variation in alcohol. Always good. So I'm just kind of doing my due diligence here, running around. I don't see anything on the ground. It looks like this may have been a path. Yep, that's something I guess we could have maybe tried to jump up over there. it didn't quite work out for us. So then let's go back. I noticed that there was, looks like a barrel or something up here. Oh, and I don't want to forget my torch. Can't forget that guy. Just jump up here. Oh yeah, love that climbing animation. Again, some of these animations and stuff. Oh, this is a chest. These animations and the little details and stuff. It's like, wow, they really put some time. So I got a time into it. I got a brewski. It's like 7 more coins and 4 more arrows. My goodness, I have what? How many? 8 arrows now and no bow. Come on, game. It's time to give me a bow. Everyone I've seen so far has had a bow, and by that I mean the one person that I saw. And a pickaxe and a torch. This poor guy had a pickaxe shoved into the top of his head. He's already trapped. He's already trapped under some rocks there. Why you gotta end him like that? Unless you're putting him out of his misery, I suppose. Alright, so let's see. Can we climb up this? Is this too tall for us to climb? I mean, I can definitely jump up there. My dude has hops for days. But he's not actually grabbing on, so that makes me think that I'm not supposed to go up this way. Oh, yep. Okay. And so you can see there that the jump animation actually has, it changes based on the terrain in front of you. So for this one, it should be like like an Indiana Jones jump over the gap kind of thing. And this just gives us a nice little overlook here. So I wonder if I can go up here. This looks inviting. So there's that land bridge I was talking about. I wonder if I can go up here. Oh my, that's a jump right there if I've ever seen it. So, okay. So yeah, I'm thinking no. I don't really want my first Let's Play video to have me restarting because I glitched into the wall trying to explore. I mean, I guess that's kind of fitting nowadays, but still. I'm guessing no. I'm guessing, oh, wow. That caught me off guard. Wait, I guess I never even took a second to notice that. That's pretty incredible. If you guys see me panning around like this, I take over movement with the mouse. You can actually look around with the mouse. But the controls are just a little bit harder with that, if you ask me. I was able to zoom out. I think zooming out may be beneficial to us. Let's give us like that. Okay. That's good. Oh, look at that. That's some good stuff. Okay, so we got some things. Let's go ahead and put on our new weapon that we got, which is our nice rusty rusty sword, which is a one-handed weapon. Requires 5 strength, 10 damage. Yeah, it's twice as much damage. Only takes 1 less hand. That's what I like to see. All right, so the camera's a little wonky in these areas. I really apologize, guys. I do my best to keep it level, but hey, at least you get a good view of the atmosphere, good view of the scenery. And okay, so I saw some little birdling guys. That looks like that thing that was roasted back at the entry point. There's some more red berries here, as well as a sword as well. I wonder if this is where we were supposed to get our sword, but we're little explorers and we got it a little early. Okay, I see like a club up here too, but I'm afraid I'm gonna fight this guy. So yeah, he looks pissed. Okay, that was nothing. That was absolutely nothing. He could barely handle my sword. I mean, the pickaxe was a lot harder to. Okay. Little hops. Control. There we go. Pickaxe was a lot harder to control, it seems like. So, club, arrow, 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 arrow. There we go. So that's 12 arrows now. And then don't forget our little Bernie boy here. Although I guess I shouldn't have picked it up because I'm going to have to fight this other bird here. Don't see anything up here. All right, let's fight this guy. Oh yeah, that's some good animation right there. Come here, bud. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, whoa, what was that? Okay, all right. So same kind of thing left and right with the left and right buttons, but these ones are a lot faster, I'll give it that. But if you go back, you actually get a blocking animation, it looks like. So that might be something we need to explore. Maybe blocking is part of the mechanic. But it just seemed like, to me, the best defense was the best offense. I mean, I just kind of went full bore at those guys, and it ended up working out for me. So, but wow, man, coming down this little hill here, don't see a lot of the electricity that we saw before. So I wonder if something caused that. But I mean, goodness, for being an old game, I do have a handful of little enhancements, little tweaks and fixes on the game. I do recommend you guys go online to the forums and check that out if you want to try this game out. Gothic 1 and 2, they have a great setup guide on there for you. A couple patches and then a couple updaters there. And I think it's just a little bit of a graphics enhancement. They do a lot of smoothing of some shaders and stuff. But I mean, it's definitely dated. That does not look like water to me. But even with all of that being said, I just noticed the trees are in like these square clusters over there too. That being said, this really is very immersive for what it is. There's a lot of good audio, a lot of good sounds. You stand next to, I was standing next to the entry point there where they bring the prisoners in, and you could hear the wood creaking above you. You could hear, I think you can hear the water when you get down there. I guess I can show you guys that, but it's very, very, I don't know. It's a really fleshed out world. It's a great environment. It makes me want to keep exploring it. I'm really excited about that. So, well, it looks like I'm going to find some new things up here. I'm going to take a guess before I get up to this purple looking berry and guess that it's called like an orange berry. Seraphis. Okay. Definitely not what I thought, but just going off their original naming conventions, I figured I'd take a stab at it. All right, so we're getting out of the mountains here, out of the mines, grabbing some berries. Okay, see a couple other guys over on that island over there. Wonder if we should go over there. I'm a little nervous about what the water is going to do, though. I don't really know what the water animations are going to do. So, oh, here's some nice chaps up here. Maybe they'll help me.
Better not go rushing into anything.
That's really not my problem.
Let's see what they
Keep it to you.
Oh, well, you guys know there's some guys back there, right?
Hey, you.
Oh.
What do you want?
Okay.
I want to warn you. If you continue this way, you'll be entering our hunting ground.
I was just saying, oh, okay. I did not trigger that conversation, so he was clearly waiting for me.
What do you hunt?
Mostly scavengers. There's a lot of meat on them. Besides, it ain't too hard to get them, once you know how.
Really? How's that?
Ask my friend Drax here. He knows more about these things than anyone.
Okay. So you were just here to tell me, to be careful.
Why is this area so dangerous?
You've just arrived, haven't you? There are different areas in this colony which are all more or less dangerous. The paths between the camps are quite safe, but even there you might come across some wolves which look on you as easy prey. And that's exactly what you are until you get a proper weapon and armor.
I don't know. I have a weapon, right? I mean, I'm rocking a pretty solid weapon, boy.
Where can I get better equipment?
The nearest place is that old camp. Just follow the path that brought you here. But you can get the stuff cheaper in our new camp, provided you know the right people. If you go to the old camp, ask for Mordrag. He's one of us. For just a little ore, he'll sell you the proper goods.
Ore, huh? So there's ore and then there's coins. So a couple of currencies going on here. But these guys are clearly part of the new camp. So this is my first experience seeing some. I guess the blue armor pretty much gave it away.
Tell me more about the areas of the colony.
If you travel between the camps, you'll need a map to distinguish paths and dead ends. Dead ends often lead you to dangerous canyons where you encounter creatures you'd better avoid. Do not enter the old ruins. There are too many around here, and most of them are old fortifications dating back to the time of the First Orc War. Some are abandoned orc dwellings. There are often orcs in those ruins, or even worse creatures. I'd avoid those places, especially at night. And one more hint, don't go into the forest.
Okay. Don't go into the forest. Don't go into the ruins. I guess I should have phrased it as, where can I go as a new person? But I feel like he's just going to tell me to go to the new camp then. But yeah, we're starting to see the class warfare already going on between these camps. But still no mention of that third camp.
Where do I get a map?
Ask the people in the old camp. There's a cartographer living there. Maybe you can steal one of his maps. If you manage to do it, take one from me as well.
Wait, I know I'm picking holes in this game. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to do that. But you're telling me how to navigate places, and you say that I need a map. Then you turn around and you say you don't have a map? That's pretty interesting.
If I manage to get them without paying, I'll take as many as I can carry.
You're all right. You should consider coming to the new camp. In case you go there, ask for Lars. He takes care of the new ones. I'm sure he'll have a job for you.
Okay. I don't know what made me say that. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, I'll take as many as I can. But it seems like that was an invitation into the new camp. But I'm wondering if he would have told me that.
Thanks for your help.
Don't go thinking everyone's gonna be so friendly, kid. There may not be much in a newcomer's pockets, but some folks would even beat you up for a pickaxe.
I'll keep it in mind.
He keeps saying that, but everyone has been nice to me so far. Let's see what the hunting champion has to say.
You're hunting, aren't you?
Looks like it. What do you want?
Do you have some hints for the hunt?
I could teach you a few things, but everything has its price.
Which would be how much?
A good gulp of beer will do to start with. Then we'll see.
This guy knows just how to hurt me. Can I give you 10 coins instead? They have equivalent value, but right now, this is all I have. But to be realistic, it's not like I can drink 3 beers from here to the camp. It's like 10 feet behind me and have like myself in the right mind. I mean, I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm just saying I shouldn't do it. So, all right, I'll share.
Here you are. Take a beer and tell me about hunting.
Crazy good information. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Chug my beer right in front of my face first.
Scavengers. That's what we call the big birds. Should be attacked one after the other. It's easy to lure single scavengers from the pack. If you come too close, they'll become irritated. After a while, they'll storm in your direction. At this point, you should be waiting for them with a raised weapon. If you manage to strike the beast before it hits you, you have to keep fighting. Then you'll be able to defeat the creature without being hurt yourself. If it hits you first, well, just don't let him.
Okay, well, I guess that was kind of helpful because now I know their names are scavengers, but outside of that, I mean, I just overwhelmed them. It wasn't really that hard, so maybe you can tell me something else.
What else can you tell me about hunting?
A lot, but it'll cost you more than a beer. If you know how, you can take the creature's teeth, claws, and skin. It's hard to get them, but they are valuable.
Oh, that's good.
At least every merchant will trade those things with you.
Interesting. So, oh, wow. Okay, so I have to pay to learn how to do that. But it sounds like merchants only take certain things by what he said. But maybe I'm just, I don't know, reading into it. I do not have 50 ore. I don't even know what skill points are yet. So I don't think he's going to be able to teach me any of these things.
You're demanding a lot for your advice.
Possibly, but you can earn a lot of ore with this knowledge. All the animals you kill without knowing how to cut them up will just rot away. That's a wasted opportunity of skinning them and selling the fur at a high price. If I were you, I'd try to gain this knowledge as soon as possible.
Well, you're not me, and you already know how to do it, so thanks for charging me an arm and a leg for it, man. But hey, at least I know that I can come back to him at any time, so that's really cool. It makes me think that there is going to be a little bit of backtracking in the game, so that's neat, or maybe some constant merchants, etc. here at the town that I'm going to have to keep revisiting. Anyway, time for me to take out these birds. What do you say?
Put the damn weapon away!
Oh,
that was lucky.
I doubt it's ever likely to change.
Put the weapon away.
Okay. All right. Clearly, they don't want me to fight their
something
bird.
about that story after all.
Or I think you just need to be careful about pulling out a weapon in front of people. I don't know. That was pretty strange.
Wouldn't want to be in his shoes, though.
Maybe.
I'd better keep out of it.
Rely on somebody, you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Put the damn weapon away!
Okay, so
Lucky for you.
I thought
they
that
don't
had
care if I walk up to them with my weapon out, but if I pull it out, gosh darn it, they are going to get frustrated. So really, they just care if you unsheath a weapon in front of them.
I'd better keep out of it.
So that is something to keep in mind. But I don't think this bird's going to care too much. Now I know you need to charge before you're going to do anything. So I can just come in and steamroll ya. They say I need to wait for you. Oh, no, no. I'm going straight for you. Oh, it's getting some rain, actually. Okay. Come here, bud. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, oh. Oh, no. Are they going to come from here? Oh.
That was lucky.
I put it away, man. I put it away. Seems like everyone has a problem with weapons in this game. What's all that about? Seraph's here. Okay, so we're getting close to the old camp, it looks like. I can see it right over there. Sorry, I'm just checking out a little bit of the ambiance. Oh, and yeah, it gets a little foggy when you get the rain coming in. It's a nice little detail. Oh, you hear the frogs? Did you hear that? Those frogs when I got close to the water as well. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to think that the frogs were randomly triggered over there for some reason. Alright, so here's another body of a scavenger that I had to let go to waste. That looks like the forest that they said to not enter. I don't know why, I just see two of those birds, so you can at least take them out, right? Oh, this is a regular scavenger. Oh no, oh no. Oh, did you guys see me try to run right there? I tried to run away. Okay. So the scavenger is now eating me. And, I can't load the game. These are my two previous playthroughs, so. Alright. So there is a permanent death mechanic. That is fun. That is very fun to learn right here. Can't open my inventory, can't do anything. Alright. Hey, like I said, we're going to be learning this together. So, here we go. We're dead. We're absolutely dead. Alright, so we are back here. After learning that there is a permanent death mechanic, I think that the best thing that I can do now is regularly save the game. But I had to go back through the intro to this point, which was really no problem at all, but I just couldn't help but laugh. Those are the kinds of things that modern games have really given us that we take for granted, is the autosave feature and respawn mechanics, really. So now I know that death is permanent and I need to be saving as much as possible. So I'm going to figure out what the quick save mechanic is. I don't see one, so we will have to be saving the game very frequently. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save the game very frequently. So you see it right there, Jroc. That's what we're gonna be saving under. All right. So here we are. Here we are back at venturing over to the old camp. It is not raining anymore. I guess the rain dissipated when people die, when they see a death on the horizon. So here we are.
What are you doing here?
What's it look like? Regarding the bridge, of course. We make sure that no beasts cross the bridge.
Okay. So they're the beast guards.
Have you got any advice for me?
Yeah, don't go in the forest on your own.
Yeah.
Unless you're strong enough to fight off all the beasts.
Yeah. I thought that they were joking about that before, so thanks for really nailing that home.
Let me pass.
Should have probably come over and talked to you first.
Is that the old camp over there?
No, that's the new camp. The old camp is underneath the bridge. Let me pass.
The sarcasm? Right? That had to be sarcasm? Okay, well, I'm just going to take it as sarcasm. I don't see anything on the bridge, so Oh yeah, by the way, nice guys, this bridge is super shoddy, so maybe, yeah, work on that a little bit. Use some of those resources that you get from the game. This is pretty crap-tastic. The first thing I see when I walk over is a bunch of mole rats. And a scavenger right there. So much for keeping the beasts across there, the bridge. You guys are doing such a great job, even though they're right there. They're within 30 feet of you. Alright, well don't worry, I got a nice little razor light right here. And, I think it's time for us to walk into the camp. Alright. Here we go. So, truth be told, I did already walk up to the camp. I walked across the bridge just to make sure I wasn't going to get one shot again before I started recording. So, when you do walk up to this gate guard does initiate a conversation with you, but all of the dialogue options are still there, so you guys are still going to get to see those. But I had to be truthful with you, okay? I didn't expect to die there. I didn't expect to be just saloon in front of these guards. Saloon? Slain? Salute? Chopped down in cold blood and then eaten mercilessly in front of those guards. And here we are. So now every time I see one of those little bird things in the background, if I'm back to playing World of Warcraft, anytime I see a plane strider or anything, an ostrich, I don't know, I'm going to freak out because that gives me some major PTSD. Alright, so let's see what this guy has to say.
Any news?
Nah, everything's the same as ever.
Okay, cool. I lied. All the dialogue options are actually gone. So he will tell me that Diego is waiting for me inside. But this guy has all the dialogue options. So we'll start with him.
Do you need an extra man?
You must be one of the new ones, huh? If you're looking for a camp to join, try the sect loonies. They're not fussy about who they take on.
Sect loonies.
We don't take just anyone. Not unless you want to go digging in the old mine.
So is Sect the other camp then? 'Cause that's the first time we've heard anyone mention it.
Who calls the shots around here?
Thoris is the one that makes sure things don't fall apart. He's right under Gomez.
And we've heard Gomez a couple times, so I think we kind of inferred when we talked to Ori back at the gate that Gomez is the number one, the big shot around here. Which I've been practicing his name because when I was running back, I was like, oh, I wonder who Gomez is, practicing some of my lines, and I said Gomez or Gomez a lot. Just messed up his name a lot, so expect that. Anyway, sorry.
I'm new here.
So I see.
How's things?
You make trouble here, you get punished.
What do you call trouble?
Most diggers pay us to protect them. If you mess with one of them, we'll deal with you. If I catch you rummaging around in other people's huts.
Okay, I get the point.
Interesting. So it seems like there is a morality system that's going on here, or some sort of consequence system. Now, whether that's just like it stops at thieving, who knows?
How's it going?
You looking for trouble?
But keep it to yourself. People don't.
It looks like there's a day and night cycle as well. We saw the rain earlier during, you know, the whole death incident that we're not going to talk about anymore. We're going to act like that never happened. And now we see a day and night. It looks like it's getting a little bit darker out. So it's a good thing that I went throughout the land and lit up all those braziers so people could see, right? All right, where can we find Diego?
Where can I find Diego?
During the day, he's usually at the castle entrance with Thoris.
Okay, that seems like it would be pretty easy. I don't need to ask where Thoris is then. But one of the cool things that I can hear, like you can hear all the conversations in the background while you're just standing here. Take a listen.
I'd better keep out of it.
That's really not my problem.
That wasn't very clever.
As long as I'm not involved.
Some people never learn.
It's all of these like very ambiguous, vague topics of just classic responses when you're in a conversation. I just think that's really cool because it makes it seem like this place is really alive. It makes it seem like there are really a lot of people around, like standing around and having conversations. When really we can clearly see that it's just like 5 or 6 groups of people.
I'm not listening to all that.
And I did notice that those people up there are now sitting down.
I wouldn't like.
It just seems like it's really alive. And I
better keep out of it.
I think what our first task needs to be once we get in here is probably just go talk to Diego, and then we can come back out and converse with all of these guys out here. I'm still leaning toward the old camp, but I'm not really sure what I want to do. Maybe in the next episode or in the third episode, we can go through and actually pick which camp we're going to be in.
Hang on.
But for right now, I'm really leaning old camp. So I think this is where we're going to call it for the first episode, though. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions down below. If you have any like suggestions, comments, critiques, anything like that, go ahead and throw it in the comments. Otherwise, would love to see you guys just pound that like button. Would really appreciate it. Just helps with the YouTube algorithm. And honestly, the biggest thing is just thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And I really hope that we can play this game together. I hope we can adventure through Gothic 1 and throughout this world and save whatever we need to save. Whether that be the kingdom, the colony, whatever.
Something about
that's
that
what we're going to do. Jroc is here, is on the case. I would do a first-person point of view of him, but I just can't see
and you're in trouble.
that's how it goes. So
There was a time
you get some side things. But again, really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate your time, and I hope you have the very best day. Thank you so much.